Mm-hmm.
All right. Get a shot of that out there. Look at those clouds. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? It's like a painting. Absolutely love it. Love it. Don't love it, though, on the motorcycle. Did you love it on the motorcycle?
I did not.
I did not either. That was a little bit of a hard rain. It hurts. I didn't know it was going to do that. Do we have anybody in the chat yet?
I got 2 people.
2 people in the chat. Welcome.
3.
Thank you. 3 people in the chat. All right. Well, second episode of Cooking with yours truly, Rob Shaw. Thanks for joining me. This week we've been talking about nutrition, specifically diets. What does diet mean? What does it mean to actually follow a diet, right? So we've been talking about counting calories. When you're in a calorie deficit, that's how you're going to be able to lose weight if that's your goal. Most people like to talk about fitness and nutrition as losing weight and getting more fit. So making healthy choices is one of the best things you can do. Remember the 80%, 20%. 80% is going to come from the nutrition you consume as fuel for your body. 20% is going to come from exercise. Okay? So I'm going to get this started. I am making chicken Alfredo. And I know what you're thinking. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what you're thinking. But Alfredo, high in fat, right? Cheese. I found a great brand that is actually not that high in calories. Remember, it's calories that we're talking about. Add a little bit of salt to the boiling water because it lowers the boiling point. I also found whole grain pasta. Better choice than the bleached white pasta. Little healthier. So, what I've already done in preparation of you visiting with me is I've already got the chicken that's been sitting in the crock pot for 6 hours. Actually, 6 hours. It's a great way to kind of cook off the fat from chicken, and it's a great way to kind of just fix it and forget it. I threw 3 chicken breasts in there for a total of, what did I write down here? You don't have to scan over here. 16 ounces, so I've got a full pound of chicken in there. Remember, deck of cards. The thickness and the square. So about what fits in the palm of your hand is about 4 ounces of chicken. So I've got a total of 16 ounces of chicken. That should be nice and soft. So you can fry it, you can bake it, you can do a lot of things with chicken. I decided in the crock pot with some chicken broth. And so that should be very flavorful. I also, yesterday's live went for an hour because we were waiting forever for the steamer. I went ahead and our vegetable tonight is going to be parsnips. So I went ahead and steamed the parsnips ahead of time. So that's all ready for us to go. So really all I'm going to do is prep the noodles or cook the noodles, and then I'll just put the chicken and the parsnips on the side. There was discussion about having another bell pepper. Remember, a bell pepper has about 10 calories. So I'm going to go ahead and decore the pepper. Now, with only 10 calories, this makes this a great option, a healthy option for a good low-calorie meal. You getting right in there, are you?
Oh, yeah.
So altogether, this meal is going to be about, now, ready for the shock value, this meal is going to be about 2,000 calories. There's quite a few things that ramp it up. Those noodles have, I think, 200 or so calories for every 2 ounces. And so we have approximately 8 ounces of noodles we're going to have. And then the chicken comes with quite a few calories, but very low fat. Chicken is a low fat meal, or a meat. It's a great option. What did I do with my knife? Oh, I just had it. So, with the chicken, the noodles, the parsnips, and then factoring in the Alfredo sauce, which is about 70 calories for a quarter cup. So figuring in a cup of sauce will give us about 2,000 calories for this whole meal. The good news is that there's enough here for about 4, possibly 5 servings, depending on how much you eat. But this will get us 2 grown men and a female. This will give us 4 servings. So that comes out to about 500 calories per meal for each of us. And I would say for a dinner, 500 calories is really good. I compared it to Olive Garden's, and they're around 1,100 calories for their chicken Alfredo. So we've cut that in half. It's actually not a full 500. I think it came out to like 460, 470, something like that. But when you do this, you really don't have to be exact. You just want to get an idea of what you're consuming. And I think it was yesterday we talked about the Big Mac alone as a 500 calorie burger, let alone adding in the fries and the drink. Especially if they put extra sugar in those sodas, the fountain drinks, you can end up with quite a few calories. I am going to put some bell pepper in there, and I'm not going to steam it or cook it. I think that'll give it a nice crunch factor with this meal. And so I'm just kind of dicing it up here, kind of bigger chunks. Okay, I'll set that to the side. Wait for our water to boil. This is a total of 8 servings. We're just going to use 4 servings. So I'm actually going to break the noodles. Or what I'll do is I'll just take half of them. And I like breaking the noodles up. I don't like the full length of a noodle and having to slurp it up. What do you like? You don't know what you like, do you? But yeah, when going through the grocery store, it was real simple. I just go to the back of the nutrition facts and I look down here at 70 calories. That's the major thing I want to pay attention to. But once you get that under wraps, you can kind of look at your percentages of fats, saturated fats, which is, you want to be careful that you don't get too many saturated fats, but this is a cheese product, so you're going to expect saturated fats. No trans, which is perfect. And then our sodium is a little bit high. We're 13%. That's based on a 2,000 calorie diet. So depending on what you're consuming, it's important to know. So you'll want to get on some of those free websites to track your calories. Just punch in what you had for the day. Do it for a couple of days. And you'll get an idea of what you consume for calories. And once you have an idea, then you can kind of, usually it's a lot more than what you think it is. Everything adds up. Every little bite adds up. So try it for a day or two. If you can, go for a full week. Track all your calories. Then you can start making adjustments to where you can start cutting things out just a little bit. That is if you're interested. If you're not, this is just educational. But hopefully that helps you. And I never really time my noodles. I always just give them 10 minutes or so. Kind of just keep checking on them, and I'll pull out a noodle and just eat it. And once it's soft enough, I'll take it off. If it goes over too long, then it'll become rubbery. So it looks like we got a good boil going.
And like I said, this doesn't have to be an exact science. We're just trying to get an idea. So even if I don't do exactly half, or I do a little over, it's not going to be that big a deal. Okay, while that's going, I am going to get the chicken prepared out of the crock pot. And you'll see in the crock pot that's all sitting in chicken broth, but you'll see it cooks a lot of that fat right off of it. Kind of boils up to the top. So that makes it a lot easier to deal with rather than trimming. Fat just pulls right off of the side there. Now, if I would have reached in there and mixed it at all, this chicken would just be completely shredded. And there's nothing wrong with the fat, but it will add extra calories. So if you're paying attention to these things, taking that fat off is going to take a lot of calories off. Remember, every gram up here, to me. Remember, every gram of carbohydrate and every gram of protein is 4 calories. Every gram of fat is 9 calories, so it's over double. So that's why it's so important to choose lower fat foods. See, this chicken is just falling apart in here. I love using the crock pot. It's so easy. I can just throw my stuff in, and by dinner time when Carrie gets here, it's already time to eat a meal that all I had to do was spend 15 minutes putting stuff in. It's falling apart and it's going to be very juicy. And we mix that Alfredo sauce in here, it's going to be great. You'll notice here too, if I actually cut with the way the meat strands are, it's a lot easier to separate versus cutting against the grain. But this is a lot easier to trim later after being in a crock pot than beforehand. You getting hungry, Joel? Are you?
Oh, yeah.
All right, just about done with the chicken. There's just another little piece, and keep in mind this is a pound of chicken. If you're just by yourself or have a small family, or just you and someone else, you may not need, that's it actually. Okay, so that's everything. And if we wanted to, we could add a little bit of that chicken broth, take off the fat, add a little chicken broth to the dish. But chances are we won't need that. Okay, chicken's all ready to go. We'll give this a little stir. Tomorrow, I was thinking I wanted to start getting into fitness and exercise because with the diet, it's pretty simple. It's just you have to make the choices, you have to be educated, you have to know where to go to look at your calories, but there's not really that much information to it. Whereas fitness, there's a lot more information. There's a lot of muscle groups to work. There's a lot of different things for cardio. So I think tomorrow, when I go live in the morning, I think I'm going to start talking about exercise. And then I think for the live tomorrow, I think I'm going to go ahead and bring you into the weight room and show some different exercises. You'll have to bear with us though, because I think it echoes pretty good in that room. So that will be the unfortunate thing. But you can work alongside me. Joel will probably be my cameraman unless we get a tripod set up, then we can work out together. We'll figure that out. But if you want to join me for tomorrow, we'll talk about exercise. We'll talk about doing cardio, walking, stair stepper, all those different kinds of things, and what benefits and what risks those things can carry. Almost there. I'm not going to take it and throw it up against the wall. Al dente. No, I won't do that. Oh. Hey, come on, man. Give me some space.
Sorry about
Not
that.
used to being followed around so closely. Did you guys have a good day today? The weather was beautiful up until a little bit. Well, no. Oh, it's raining now. No, it was actually raining this morning too, wasn't it? I don't even know. I know this morning I didn't go out to Pikes Peak. I actually just did it right down on our lower level in the backyard. And realized I don't have to go out to Pikes Peak every time. And plus I've been kind of noticing the videos are much higher quality with our Wi-Fi here than going out to Pikes Peak where I don't have Wi-Fi. I'm just getting the cell tower. So I may switch that up and just be outside, especially since we got some things cleaned up and we're ready for summer. So we'll see how it goes. You turned it away. That was cool. No, it's okay. You can vape. It's not the healthiest thing. But, hey, we're not about perfection here. We're about just being educated, and we get to choose for ourselves what we want to do in life. Man, you hear that rain coming down, dude? Show them outside quick. Oh, my God. That's coming down hard. Does it show the rain? Like, can you see it in the video?
In a weird way, it's like specs.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, it's really coming down good. Those noodles are done. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get a strainer. Gotcha. My cameraman peed his pants. Oh, shoot. Actually, I thought that was pretty poor acting. You believe me, huh?
Shut up.
Steam the camera lens up. All right, there's our noodles. Probably could have cooked a little bit more noodles. We got, our meat ratio is pretty high. And we portioned this out so that it's 500 calories for each person to do a full cup of this Alfredo sauce. I'll just leave this here. got a vent up above my stove here so you can hear it hitting the tin or the top of the lid. These bell peppers will give us a little bit of crunch and some sweet flavor too. Wow. Wait, is that hail?
It is.
Wow. So look at the roof up there. You can see, pointed up at the roof, you can see the hail bouncing off you're way off there. The roof to the neighbors there.
Can't see it.
Wow. Well, we just had a hailstorm. Huh. We probably should have watched the weather. Hopefully we're not under any.
Oh, and it's gone.
That was quite loud. All right. Let's get this plated up and see what it looks like. And I did the calculations on this meal too. This meal covers 50% of your carbohydrates, 30% of your proteins, and 20% of fat. So it works perfect. But when we're talking about that, again, it doesn't need to be a perfect science. You got to start somewhere. The most important thing is that you just first track. Remember when we were talking about money? Last week was relationships. Before that was money. My money videos for the week, what we talked about is being aware of your money, having a budget. Be aware of what comes in and what goes out. That's the most important thing. With food, same thing. What's coming in and what are you expending for energy? Once you know those things, you're pretty much set. That's your basic information. All right. We got to do a thumbnail video too later. Okay, so here is Alfredo. And let's get some of those parsnips. I'll grab the plate behind me here.
Put like some basil on it too to make it look nice.
There you go. This does not look very nice.
Oh, not that good.
That looks like catnip. Well, this is for Carrie. Oh, shoot. This was mint. Just kidding, it's basil. All right, look how beautiful that is. My goodness. And that right there is about 500 calorie meal. Okay? I think they get a pretty good idea of what we got there. Joel's, I think, salivating.
I'm hungry.
So, simple. I put that chicken in there, frozen, and turned it on low. Let it cook for 6 hours with some chicken broth. That was all ready to go. I steamed the vegetables over 30 minutes ago. And all I had to do was boil noodles and throw in some low-calorie or low-fat Alfredo sauce. And it's going to be the perfect meal. Should we try it? Let's try it. Yeah, let's get a good bite. That's really good. Really good. And the thing about it is it feels healthy too. There's nothing crazy overwhelming like you would get at Olive Garden where you just get the really creamy, heavy fat. You get so much flavor, but all the buttery sauce
it makes you feel ill afterwards, or it can. Let's try the parsnips. They're so aromatic, these parsnips are. By the way, there are some people that have maybe never seen parsnips. It looks like a carrot. It's a root vegetable. So I just peeled it and diced it up. So good. It's like it tastes the same as almost like a carrot would, or the consistency of a carrot that's been steamed, only with kohlrabi maybe flavor. It's hard to describe. It's a bit aromatic, or almost like slightly perfumey flavor, almost like what you would get from maybe an herb. I'm gonna take one more bite, and then I'm gonna stop eating in front of you. Let's look over here. So that plate right there is probably not even 500 calories. That serving that I just made, there's probably, no, that's right. There's probably 3 more servings of that. Yeah, so that's right. That's about 500 calories, a little less. So, great meal. Now, if I had a lunch like this, and then I had a breakfast like this, and then I had some snacks in between, 1,800 calories. Most people consume well over 2,000 calories a day. I'm just going to tell you, if you type in your stuff into a calculator, calorie calculator, you're probably going to find that you consume well over 2,000 calories. Maybe you don't. Maybe you'll be surprised. But for the majority of people, when you calculate all the snacks, all of the sweets, all of the drinks, everything you take in a day, you're going to be surprised. I do drink milk, so that's going to add to my calories tonight, but generally I'm drinking water. So that's another option too to be thinking about. How many juices or sodas are you drinking? Those are all going to add up. And I'm not necessarily saying 3 square meals a day. Some people like to cut it up and eat 5 or 6 meals a day, kind of small meals. Maybe they're great. Maybe you're a grazer. It all just depends. So, but it definitely can speed up your metabolism, the more smaller meals spread throughout the day, rather than maybe a mid-morning, breakfast, and then you don't eat again till dinner. That's not always the best decision when you're talking about metabolism. So, okay. Well, with that being said, I can go ahead and take the phone now, Joel, and see if there's any comments. Great. See if there's any comments. Robert Sr. Hey. Matthew, thanks for joining. Carrie, Brian, Grace, Cindy, Beth, Aaron. All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you joining my live. Who knows? Maybe we'll start a cooking channel. I mean, I do love cooking. I've really enjoyed it the last 6 months. I've really made some changes. Probably not even 6 months. Actually, I think I didn't really start cooking probably till the last 6 weeks. Really cooking, solidly. Prior to that, we were doing a lot of unhealthy decisions, just to be kind of, I wouldn't say frugal, but we were making choices that were more easier. What a rainstorm. Wow. I can't believe we just had hail out there. Crazy how the weather just changes that quick. Well, folks, that's all I really have for you. It's going to be dinner time now. I'm going to sit down and watch a movie with everyone and eat some food. So if you enjoyed this and you are part of if you noticed I started a page, if you want to comment that you'd like to see more of the cooking videos, I'm up for anything. So if there's something that makes sense to you or you want to see more of, let me know. I also put a poll. I started at 6:30 tonight because 4 people responded that 6:30 was a better time for them. So that's what I'm doing. So take a look at my page. Feel free to comment in there and let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, that's all I have for tonight. So join me tomorrow morning for an 8:30 live where we will be talking about exercise and fitness. Okay? As always, I appreciate you guys. I love you. And thanks for spending some time with me. Have a good night.